गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सीदसादनम्। ॐ श्री महागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। नमः श्री शंकरानंद गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलास महामोह ग्राह ग्रासैक कर्मणे ग्राह ग्रासैक कर्मणे। We will read verse number 48, page 23. माया विद्ये विहायैवम् उपाधि परजीवयोः अखंडं सच्चिदानंदं परब्रह्मैव लक्ष्यते। नेक्स्ट, सविकल्पस्य लक्ष्यत्वे लक्ष्यस्य स्यादवस्तुतः निर्विकल्पस्य लक्ष्यत्वं न दृष्टं न च संभवी। सविकल्पस्य लक्ष्यत्वे लक्ष्यस्य स्यादवस्तुतः निर्विकल्पस्य लक्ष्यत्वं न दृष्टं न च संभवी न दृष्टं न च संभवी. We had seen the cause why Jeev is suffering in spite of being of the nature of Ananda and Brahman. And the cause was mentioned as some kind of pratibandh or obstacle. And that pratibandh was the malin sattva of the Jeev, the guna, which Bhagavan Krishna has mentioned as Daivi Yesha Gudamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Maya Mekam Tarantite. Bole, this is Ramayana, not Gita. So that was mentioned as Prakriti in Bhagavad Gita. Here also it is mentioned as that Rajasic and Tamasic Prakriti which controls the Jeev. Controls the Jeev. That is the Pratibandh. Then, how to remove the Pratibandh? For that, if you remember, Panchkosh Vivek was mentioned. And what was the procedure? Anvay and Vyatirek. There is an Anvay of the self in the dream, in deep sleep and Samadhi, and all are in Vyatirek. Have you heard that? And this way, we come to the conclusion that the self or the Atma or me or I am not in waking state, I am not in body, I am not in any relation, I am not in any quality, etc. etc. No? And this was mentioned by Tattvamasi Mahavakya. Tattvamasi Mahavakya, where the Jeev was equated to Ishwar. And when Jeev was equated to Ishwar, we saw that it is not possible in Vachyarth, direct meaning, and we had used Bhagatyag Lakshana. Part of that was taken, and part of that was, which was not necessary, was left. The incongruous part was left. Remember that. Ultimately, the upadhi of the Ishwar, called the Shuddha Sattva Maya, was taken out, and upadhi of the Jeev, called the Malin Sattva, when taken out, then the consciousness was the same. This is called bhag. So you took out what you left, the incongruous part was the upadhi, and what was taken was the consciousness, which is the same in both of them. And ultimately we came to the conclusion, this is the vichar going on. Because our problem is of not thinking. We think a lot, not thinking rightly about ourselves. We think wrongly about ourselves. So this, from 33rd verse to 48th verse, was a portion called Shravana, listening. And now, from 49th verse to 52nd verse is a portion called Mananam, is now reflecting on that. And if you find this portion difficult, I will just suggest, please hear again or please listen to it again. You may find it little difficult in the first attempt, but who knows, you may find easy also. Easy and difficulty is the name of lack of practice in something. Absolutely nothing is difficult and absolutely nothing is easy. So when you have not devoted your time and energy somewhere for a long time, that becomes difficult. Let's now move. I'm repeating it. If you find it not easy, go back to your room, again open your book and notebook and try to go through it. Let's now move. Now, 49th verse is an objection by Nyaya. If you remember, Nyaya is one of the philosophies. So Nyaya is now coming to object. And in that book, mission book, it is 93 page 93 I think. Page 93 it is there. So today I have kept that book also, so that I can tell those, because some have this book, some have that. Now, this Nyaya person comes. He said, can I ask a question, Mr. Vedanti? Well, yes, why not? You ask a question. Most welcome. Okay. Tell me, you have a knowledge of Brahman? Well, yes, I have knowledge of Brahman. Then only you know the Brahman? Well, naturally. Tell me, is that Brahman savikalp or nirvikalp? Savikalp means with attribute or without attribute, with quality or without quality. Naturally, it has to be with quality because you are knowing it. If I know something, so there is a knower-known knowledge difference is there. Like I know a flower. He is saying, Vedanta is not saying. I am not telling what is the answer. Question is, please understand the question. Sometime while studying Panchadashi, when we were studying Panchadashi for the first time, one boy came, he said, see, I understand all answers, but not the question. I said, how did you understand the answer when you didn't understand the question of what is the answer of that? So he is saying that anything which is known, so there is a knower-known knowledge difference. Supposing I know a flower, so there is a thought of knowledge of the flower, therefore any knowledge will be savikalp. Savikalp means with thought. A thought, vikalp means option, thought. In Hindi, vikalp means option. What is the vikalp? आपके पास और क्या option है? If I have to go or not, what is the option? So, he understood. So, this Brahman is with attribute or without attribute. This is his question. And if you say, see how clever they are. If you say that this Brahman is with vikalp or with attribute, then anything with attribute will be finite. And anything finite will be false. And therefore this Brahman will be false. It will be unreal. Acha? And supposing you say that it is nirvikalp without attribute, then you cannot know it by thought. It is not a part of thought knowledge. Nirvikalpasya lakshatvam na drishtam na cha sambhavi. If the Brahman is without a qualities, so we don't think something is, because it is associated with thought of knowledge, anything. That means you cannot know it by thought. If anything is associated with thought, it will be with vikalp only. And if you say no, it is not vikalp, then it is not associated with thought. That means it cannot be known. Then such Brahman is, and when cannot be known, something cannot be known, how can you say it exists also? I hope you got the question. He is asking the question, that Brahman is savikalp or nirvikalp. Anything associated, knowingness is also an attribute. It can be known. So if the Brahman it can be known by thought, it will be savikalp. Because it is savikalp, it is associated with thought, that means it will be finite. Or it will be with part. And if it is with part or it is finite, then it will not be whole. That means it won't be anand, it will be in time, it will be in space, and therefore that Brahman will have a natural death. And if it is nirvikalp, you say, no thought are there, no thought can know it, then how anybody has known without that? And therefore there is no possibility of knowing it. When something has not been at all known, then how do you claim it can exist also? So both the ways you are in slippery ground. He is saying, Nyaya is saying to Vedanta. A lot of question answers are there in Panchadashi. You have yet to see that. So please sharpen your intellect, which is already sharp, but you have to sharpen it more. So don't worry about that. We will try to explain it as much as possible. If it is not understood, you may ask to each other. Those who have understood, you can ask among each other. And among each other also, if you have not understood, then you can come to me. I'll tell you who knows. So, now next question, to this question, what answer is given, please understand the answer. Let us now see page number, same page, 50th verse. We have not chanted that. Vikalpo nirvikalpasya savikalpasya va bhaved adye vyahatiranyatra anavasthatmashrayadayah. What some are chanting, only they know. See, again I'll say, Vikalpo nirvikalpasya savikalpasya va bhaved adye vyahatiranyatra anavasthatmashrayadayah. After anyatra, you can put some mark so that you don't get confused. So, anyatra. So, adye vyahatihi anyatra anavastha, and then the word is atmashrayadayah. Atmashrayadayah. Now let us see that supposing that vikalp, where is the vikalp? Where is the attribute? Because vikalp is also, knowingness also is an attribute, is a quality. Now there are two options. Option number one, that the quality, the attribute or the quality of knowingness will be in nirvikalp, and second is it will be in savikalp. Now, the quality of knowing cannot be in nirvikalp because that thing does not have any quality. It's a self-contradiction. It will be contradicting. whose nature is not to have any part, you cannot associate the part of knowingness with that. So knowingness cannot be associated with the Nirvikalpa. If the Brahman is Nirvikalpa. This is answer given. An answer is given by pointing out fallacy in the question. Answer is not given, real answer is given after 50 seconds. Like one camel was there, it was carrying a log of wood. Log of sticks and wood. So camel, on the top of the camel person was also sitting. So the camel went astray. So that camel man from that log of wood only took one stick and tried to drive this camel in the right direction. This is one nyaya. Similarly, what arguments you have given, from that argument I will tell you how you are wrong. Now you are saying, please get my point, the Vikalp cannot be associated with Nirvikalp. That thing, supposing Brahman is without part, then knowingness cannot be associated with the Brahman because Vikalp cannot coexist with Nirvikalp, which has no part or no attribute. Which is Nirgun by nature, you cannot associate any gun to it. Because its nature itself is Nirgun or without attribute, without quality. That will be a self-contradiction. Okay, then let it be, let the Brahman be Savikalp. I am telling you what problem will come with Savikalp. Well, is Nirvikalp also problem, Savikalp also problem? No, you are saying, I am not saying. You are associating the knowledge with Nirvikalp and Savikalp, and I will tell you how the knowledge cannot be, any guna cannot be associated with Nirvikalp. And any guna cannot be associated with the Savikalp also. How is it? Please get my point. So when it is gets Savikalp means anything with thought, with part, with option, with trio of knower known knowledge. That is called Savikalp. Like book is there, it is Savikalp. Like your body is Nirvikalp or Savikalp? Savikalp. Like this hall is Savikalp. Okay. Understood. The watch is Savikalp. Now, let us see this knowing this quality, which is attribute. This attribute or Vikalp, where is the address of it? Really, is it there? And something is really there. Something exists only when it does not need any other thing for it to exist. But again, say slowly. Something is true or exists only when it is independent in its existence. It doesn't need something else for its existence. Then you can that it exists really. Otherwise, it exists imaginarily. No, something mithya means which is proved by something else. Mitha siddham. Mitha siddham iti mithya. Mitha siddham iti mithya. Like the snake on the rope needs a snake. Like the mirage water needs the sand. Like the blue sky needs the space. Like the dream needs the waker. Like the cloth needs the cotton. So anything which is proved by something else, that will be seen as mithya. And if I prove it that this savikalp is true, so vikalp cannot be having association with the nirvikalp. Now vikalp, can it be with savikalp? Let's see now. Let's see and find out. Now first point is there. So you said that Brahman or the God is savikalp. And I am searching where is the possibility of other vikalp to be. Can this vikalp be associated with savikalp? Understand? Can the vikalp or attribute be associated with something which already has an attribute? Well, I don't know. How do I know? Something is there already with attribute. And if you say another attribute comes, there will be true attribute to the same thing. But this nature that something has attribute, so one is the cause attribute, other is effect attribute. How can same thing be become cause and same thing become effect? Didn't get my point. Supposing there is a substance, I call it S. S means substance with attribute called savikalp. ठीक? And I call another vikalp, I am adding to it. So S plus V. Is it possible to have S plus V? Well, why not? No. Why? Because savikalp already is with one guna or attribute. Now if I add one another guna, so there will be two guna. Two attribute will be there. No, attribute cannot be cause and attribute cannot be its effect. Later on it is coming, that is effect, and earlier it was there, that is a cause. And therefore something, this is called Atmashray dosh, something cannot sit on itself. You cannot sit on your old lap. You cannot walk on your leg. So attribute cannot support the attribute. Well, can you give me example? I'm quite confused. Actually, basically, I'm a confused person. But, okay, I'm giving the attribute. I'm giving the example. There is something called water. And water is with attribute called wave. Understand, please. Please understand this. Now, another wave. Can another wave be the effect of the original wave? No. Why? Because it first itself is a wave. How can wave be effect of another wave? Because wave is earlier wave and both wave are wave only. Wave can't exist on another wave. On one wave, another wave cannot exist because both are same. This is called Atmashray dosh. Now I understood the example give. Please give suitable examples. Oh, I got it. I have to think about which example will be relevant there. You understood? Not getting? By water is there. Water with attribute is the wave is there. On the water there is a wave. Now I cannot add another wave on the wave. The earlier wave cannot become cause and another wave cannot become effect. Wave is wave. Same wave cannot be cause and same wave cannot be effect. And therefore, attribute on this savikalp is not possible. This is first case. This is called Atmashray dosh. Just listen to it. First dosh was in nirvikalp, savikalp is not possible. Something is by nature without part. I cannot add to it. It is called vyahatihi. Vyahati dosh means, today I am on. Somebody is saying, today I am observing. He is telling to everybody, today I am observing silence. So, or somebody is saying, my mother is aham bandhya putra. I am the son of a barren mother. So it is what is called vedato vyaghat. Or I don't have tongue. Somebody is saying, I have no tongue. You are talking. So you are saying that in the one in which there is no part, which is called nirvikalp, you cannot have an attribute of knowingness there. And therefore, that is called vyahati. Vyahati dosh will be there. It's called in second line Vyahati. Vyahati means this is the false of Vyahati, contradiction, self-contradiction. Something is nirvikalp. How can you add something to it when it's nirvikalp? You can add to some, if something is nirvikalp, it will be without part. How can you add something to the one which is without part? Like you cannot add something to the without, to the space you cannot add water, space you cannot put sugar, only space is sweeter. But if space itself doesn't have part, how can part mix with something which is not having a part? Part can mix with something which is with part. Part cannot mix with the partless. So with the nirvikalp, any vikalp cannot mix, and therefore knowingness, which is a quality, cannot associate with nirvikalp. And therefore it's a contradiction to say that it is associated with the nirvikalp. Okay, I'm not understanding anything. I think I'm going to nirvikalp. This is number one. Understand, not easy, not difficult. Something not understood, the same words will become very terse. I try to make it much more easier to comprehend with lot of examples I'll give you, so that it is etched in your mind. Etched, not itching. Otherwise it is itching in my mind. It is etched in your mind. One is E-T-C-H, other is I-T-C-H. Both are different anyway. I'll give another example. Another example. देखो Panchamahabhut is there, this body. It has a quality of a shape. It is a quality of a shape. ठीक है? Somebody is hard, somebody human being, somebody is male, somebody is female, etc. etc. So this body is savikalp, right? And it is savikalp because it is a Panchamahabhut with some shape or with some part. On that another part, same part cannot be superimposed because part cannot be the cause of another part. Part and part cannot be, same cause cannot be part. Bole, I can put another part. If you put another part, only one part will be there. Part is there, just take the part. Part cannot be the cause and part cannot be the effect. And therefore, this is one point, so nirvikalp is not possible. Now this is called 2A. 2A means on the savikalp. On the savikalp, vikalp is not possible because of called atmashray dosh. Atmashray dosh. What is in English? Can you say? Fallacy of self-dependence. Fallacy of self-dependence. I am sitting on, not chair, I am sitting on myself. Acha, pen is writing, same pen is writing on itself. How can same pen write on itself? Pen can write on, where is the chair? Chair is on the chair. How can chair be on the chair? Chair should be on the floor. This is called Atmashray dosh. How can attribute be on the something which already has attribute? Attribute is there. How can attribute be on the attribute? How can there be effect attribute, cause attribute? Attribute is one. And therefore, this is called Atmashray dosh. And therefore, the part cannot be associated with the savikalp. Number 1 point. If you are fine, I will go ahead. I'll go to 2B. Don't forget point number 1. 1 was regarding nirvikalp. Nirvikalp cannot be associated with savikalp. Second is that there cannot be, you cannot add the part to the savikalp. This is the second point. So make it separate. Make the part separate. So something is N. Let us name the number 1 as N. N is not possible. Nirvikalp is not possible. 1 point. And savikalp make it S. So one number N plus A is not possible. N plus A is not possible. Number 2, S plus A will take to Atmashray dosh. Number 2b, S, let us separate S and A. Can you go ahead? Separate S and A. Let us separate S and A. Let us separate it. Let us separate S and A. Now what will happen if you separate S and A? Tell me what will happen. Huh? If you separate S and A, what will happen? Any guess you have what will happen? Huh? The savikalp and the attribute are coexisting. The substance, you cannot separate the wave and the water. You cannot separate the features and the Panchmahabhut. Oh. So first was, what is it called? Atma. First was Vyahati dosh in the n minus A, n plus A. And second, S plus A was 2A. S plus A will be Atmashray dosh. Acha. And 2B, 2B is not possible. Why? Because attributes, what is savikal by nature? You cannot separate attribute. You cannot separate wave and water, and wave cannot separate. If the water is with wave, there is a piece of water which is with wave. I cannot separate the attribute called the water, called the wave with the water. If you are not understanding, so you cannot have, both are different. Both cannot be different. Why? Because this will lead to fallacy of mutual dependence. Both are mutually dependent. So they are simultaneously the cause and effect of each other. That water is the cause of the wave, wave is the cause of the... Both are mutually dependent. Give me another example. Other example is body and the karma. Body is savikalp and karma is also savikalp. So you cannot separate the body and the karma because both are mutually dependent on each other. One is the cause, other is the effect. If you separate both of them, they'll be so you cannot separate. Why? Because fallacy of mutual dependence will be there. Any savikalp object will be dependent on something. And they are interdependent. It is called interdependent. Like I say, father. Fatherhood is dependent on sonhood. Sonhood is dependent on fatherhood. And therefore, sonhood and fatherhood both are false. Wifehood is dependent on husbandhood. Husband is dependent on wifehood. Well, you are a husband. Whose husband? Nobody. It's not possible. I went to some place. He said, I said, who are you? He said, I'm the principal. I said, where is your school? Well, his school is not yet constructed. I said, okay, you must be having children. Well, no children. I said, then you may be having staff. You have not recruited. I said, management. He said, nothing. I said, then what principal you are? Neither you have a staff, neither you have management, neither you have children, neither you have a school, physical, nothing. So, with relative to what you are there? With relative to what you are principal? Everything here exists with relative to. And therefore everything is associated with mutual dependence. This is 2B, where S and A are different, supposing. I hope you are understanding. Shape is required for the body and body is required for the shape. Shape is required for the body and body requires for the shape. Shape is requiring body, body is requiring shape. ठीक? This is 2B. What about? This is 2B. Okay. So, this is the topic about Savikalp is going on. Okay. This is the second impossibility of attribute being true to Savikalp. Attribute cannot be truly associated with the Savikalp. 2C now. What is 2C now? What is 2C? 2C is any object. Any object is because of something else. Like this desk is because of the trunk. Trunk is because of the tree. Tree is because of the earth. Earth is because of the water. Water is because of the fire. Fire is because of the air. Air is because of the space. Space is because of the mind. That is called anavastha dosh. Anavastha means regress infinitum. That everything you cannot locate its savikalp cause. Because what is the cause? There is another cause of that. That Dadaji cause has the Pardada cause. So there is nothing called ultimate savikalp cause of savikalp. Something with property will have something. The cause will be something else with the property. And that which is the cause with the property will have something else as the cause with the property. And therefore, everything is anavastha here. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. Therefore, anything savikalp will not have somewhere the ball stops and you say this is the ultimate cause and fine. And ultimate cause is also savikalp and it is finish. And there is no cause of some shape. Something with the quality I found and there is no cause of that. Something with the quality or a shape will have something else as a cause. And that something will have something else. This is 2C. Only what 2C? I don't understand. All these things are going on. In yesterday classes were okay. So 2A was Atma Ashray Dosh. 2B was Anyo Anya Ashray Dosh. And 2C is Anavastha Dosh. Anavastha. Regress infinitum. And all these things are mentioned. See? Adye Vyahatihi. This is contradiction. Fault of contradiction. Anyatra Anavastha. Anavastha. So regress infinitum. And Atma Ashraya. And Adaya. There is another Adaya. Adaya is etc. Now I am coming to 2D. What is 2D? What is 2D? Supposing that, are you following on? All are fine? Can I go ahead? Now it is said here, there is one dosh called Chakrika Patti. Chakrika Patti, one dosh there. That is called defect of cyclic, something is cyclic here. So what is that cyclic here? So, A is the cause of A is B, the cause of B is C, the cause of C is D, and the cause of D is A. This is called cyclic defect. पता नहीं पकड़ में आया कि नहीं आया. Got it? Cause of A is B, cause of B is C, cause of B is C is D, and cause of D is A. Everything falls in a cyclic manner here. So you cannot determine really who is the cause here. Oh my God. With any savikalp thing, this is a fourth fallacy that it will have cyclic defect. Acha? Haan. Cause of vask, cause of desire, cause of karm phal. I'm seeing the cyclic now. Cause of karm phal is karma. Cause of karma is desire. Cause of desire is vasana. Cause of vasana is karma. Pakada cyclic mein. So you cannot pinpoint exactly this is the cause. So anything with savikalp or with shape or with attribute, you cannot have the cause which also is with attribute or savikalp. In short, this is my point. And therefore, the vikalp does not have a place in savikalp. This vikalp and savikalp, they are not having a place. It's not coming to a reality actually. It will be unreal in short. Because they are not getting something which is not having something else to support it. There is no unsupported savikalp. There is no unsupported savikalp. I hope you have understood this point. I started from one, which was in nirvikalp, savikalp is not possible. Then second, the 2A was S plus A was not possible. 2B was S minus A, that was not possible. Then 2C was, if I go back to S and A, what is the cause of? There is regress infinitum. Then 2C na? Or 2D? 2D. I saw it is in anavastha, then cyclic defect was there, and ultimately I find that the existence and the truth of savikalp is not possible. So what you are saying, that knowledge of Brahman is savikalp, it is not possible that savikalp will be true. Truth cannot be savikalp. And therefore anything with attribute is all false. Called the body, called the karma, called the family, called the jagat, called the jeev, therefore they ask this question, when was the first human being born? देखो ये सब question मत पूछो. Because human being is savikalp. It will have a cause which is savikalp. I will say it has a karma, phal and vasana. Then what was it? It's all in cyclic defect. So you cannot ascertain, because we are too attached to the form. So we want the cause of the form to be some form. We want the cause of some world to be world. Hen was first or the egg was first. Both are with attributes. They cannot be first. In savikalp, there is nothing called first and second. All are first only and all are second only. These are the 3-4 defects are there. First dosh was Atma Ashray dosh. Second is Anyonya Ashray dosh. Third is Anavastha. And fourth is cyclic defect. At least 4 defects we are seeing. Plus fifth is the nirvikalp one. 5 defects are there. If the Brahman is associated with some attribute of knowingness, and therefore either way, Mr. Nyaya, you are doing anyaya, you are wrong. You are wrong in all manners. So you mean to say that Brahman is not associated with knowledge, because with nirvikalp also it is not associated, with savikalp also. Yes, then I'll tell you then. Let us see the next verse. So don't try to search here the cause of the world, cause of the vasana, or when I was first born. This is my sixth birth. When I was, I generally don't see the TV as such. But Devo ke Dev Mahadev, I was there. There was one serial called Devo ke Dev Mahadev. So in that it was written that Parvati ji's, this was sixth birth of Parvati. Sixth birth of Parvati ji. सोचो जरा सी कितनी fallacy है. That means first birth was there. And after that sixth birth came. How can the first birth be there? Where from first birth came? How can the first birth be there? How can be a form be there without a cause? It is not in a linear thing. There is nothing called linear in forms. That this point is the cause, this is the effect. It is all circular here. Or anavastha will be here. Then I will ask you, how come that form came? There should be another form, and you keep on going back and back and back and back. Will I never get? No. Because you were this body, then before that another body, before that another body. Only I was in last Satyug also. Yes, you were there. I was not born. I was there in Satyug also. Yes. That means I was before million year also. Yes. If I am so terrible now, so how I will be there at that time? No, in between that means I had many births. और क्या से लॉटरी निकली थी क्या तुम्हारे लिए? न त्वेव अहम जातु नासम न त्वम नेमि जनादिपः. This is very peculiar. I can't believe I had no birth. I had so many births before that. I had 3, 4, 5, 6 births, I can believe. Thousands of births I had. Strange. Strange. I cannot say that first birth. No. In last Pralaya also I was there. When Bhagwan Ram was there last birth, last Treta, I was there, yes. I think I must be in Lanka, some Rakshas. No, you will not be Lanka, because most of the Rakshas got liberated. Okay, I can't become Rakshas also. I'm so bad. चलो भाई, मजा लो आप. You enjoy. Don't get worried. You try to relish. This is all very difficult. More difficult, only difficulties. Let us now see 51st verse. Idam guna kriya jati dravya sambandha vastushu samam tena swarupasya sarvametat itishyatam. See, the Nyaya says that everything has gun, kriya, jati, dravya, vishesh and abhav. There are 7 things associated with every object. It is called gun, kriya, jati, dravya, sambandha and abhav. Out of the 7, 5 are mentioned here. Gun means good and bad. That is called gun. Like, say, a cow is there. So you will say it's a white cow is there. Or this is Jersey cow. This is here they call it Brahmin cow. Or you say, in India they call it Deshi cow. Or it is Jersey cow. Jersey cow which has come from outside. Gun is there. It is with horns. Or Kapila cow. Kapila cow is with dark cow. Blackish cow is there. Kapila cow. That is called Gunu. Kriya. What is the Kriya of this? Kriya is it walks, it grazes, it gives milk. Kriya. Jati. What is Jati? Jati is cowness. Generality is called Jati. Like Manushyatva, Anekeshu Ekam iti Jati. Like Manushyatva is a Jati, not that Brahmana Jati, not Jati. Ghatatva, Ashwat, horseness is a Jati. Cowness is a Jati. Then fourth, Dravya, some object is there. It is an object. Dravya means substance. It is 5 elemental, Dravya. Then Sambandh, relationship. So it is whose? It is my cow. It can be human being also. What is the quality? He is a singer. What is the Kriya? Good is that he is a good person. Kriya, what he does? He works in an office. He is an assistant manager in State Bank of India. Or he is the manager in that particular pick and pay. Not only pick and pay also. So that is his Kriya. Jati. What Jati? He is Brahmin, or he is Kshatriya, or he is Vaishya. Baniya, what you call. He is Vaishya. Jati is there. Or he is Manushya. In that sense, he is a Manushya. Dravya. Dravya means he is a human being. 5 elemental is there. Acha, a lot of 5 element he has. So Sambandh. What Sambandh? He is my Jijaji. He is my Jijaji. Acha. Or he is my brother-in-law. Whatever is there. All this, see what is written here. Idam. Idam means this fallacy. Which fallacy? Of the last verse's fallacy. Logical fallacy of existence of Savikalp. Anything existing with Savikalp. Any fallacy means the logical fallacy of existence of Savikalp. Existence of any quality with Nirvikalp and Savikalp. How was there? A, 2A, B, C, D. 5. The 5 fallacies is associated with everything. Quality cannot be associated with Nirvikalp and quality cannot be associated with Savikalp. This fallacy is there with everything. Samam. Samam means same. After samam, full stop. Ten. Ten means therefore. Therefore. What therefore? Therefore it should be known. Sarvam etat sarvam. Therefore, all these attributes, etat sarvam means all these attributes are there by the nature of things. Swarupasya. All these attributes are their nature, they are imaginary. Etat ishyatam should be known. Swarupasya. It is superimposed on Brahman. Because something is not true, that means it is superimposed on something true. Please be careful. False cannot exist by itself. To have a makeup, you need a face. If somebody says he is speaking false, that something must be true to speak false. If there was nothing true, you can't speak false also. If you see that there is a illusion of something, there is a illusion of what is it called? Indradhanush, Vibgyor pattern, then there must be some space behind that. Or there is illusion of seeing the water in the desert, there has to be true desert to see the water. So no illusion is substratumless. Illusion has to have a support. If there is an illusory dream, there has to be real waker or real seer of the dream. I hope you are clear. If you are not clear, don't worry. I'll come to it tomorrow also. I'll come back to it tomorrow. No, I'm clear. Don't worry. You please move ahead. Even if you don't come tomorrow, it's fine. It will be our holiday. And you can't expect holiday from me so easily unless something has really gone here and there. Samam tena, after samam full stop, and therefore etat sarvam, all these are there by the nature of things. Sarupasya, it should be known that they are the nature of illusion, and therefore there is supported by Brahman, which is a subject. देखो निर्विकल्प के साथ क्वालिटी नहीं रह सकती, सविकल्प के साथ क्वालिटी नहीं रह सकती. You can't have quality with nirvikalp, you can't have quality with savikalp. Can't have means it is not proven. Not proven means it doesn't have a independent status. Savikalp doesn't have, any savikalp doesn't have independent status. Abaditam is not there. Asandigdham is not there. That it doesn't need to be proved. What needs to be proved by something else is called mithya. What needs to be proved by something else other than itself, that is called false. Okay? If something else is needing to say that he is intelligent, some other thing is asking, then is not intelligent. If it was the nature of intelligence, like the fire is there. Fire by nature is hot. You don't need something other to prove fire that is hot. But the water is hot, you need a fire and the vessel to make it hot, to make the water hot, because the nature of the water is not hot. If truth is the nature, then it won't need something other than itself to prove itself. But any cervical thing, it needs something else to prove itself, other than the self. I don't need someone to tell that I exist. I exist, I know. Even to know my body, I need a mind. Even to know my mind, I need a waking and dream. But to know myself, I don't need waking, dream, etc. I know myself without any avastha. So I don't need a proof for my existence. When I put on clothes, I ask, am I looking good? I need a proof to tell that I'm looking good or not looking. This color is not looking good on you, or it is looking good on you. But for my own self, that means it has not other than me. It is never going away. We will see more on this subject tomorrow as well, and see what the subject says. Conclusion is in 52nd verse about the same thing. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari